the Proteas take on Australia in the second T20 International match at the Marrara Cricket Ground, Darwin this morning. With the T20 World Cup up next year, the teams are making the most of the opportunities to gear up for the tournament. The first T20 of the series was a tightly contested affair, but Australia showed their experience at winning all the big moments. South Africa will be disappointed with the opening match result, particularly after starting well with the bat and ball, only to let it slip later on. Well, to chat about this and a whole lot more, I am joined by former Proteas wrist spinner advocate Leie. And he sits with me this morning. Eddie, thank you so much for waking up this morning and joining us. You watched that match, Coach Shukri Conrad in his first series down under as a white ball specialist. Do you think we did well?
Yeah, good morning to you, Kotza, and good morning to the viewers. I would say, on a positive note, I think, the boys did well. It's a young team. Obviously we'll need a bit of experience there, but I think the boys did well. By losing by 17 runs in Australia against Australia, I think they didn't disappoint themselves.
And what boxes do you think that Shukri Conrad is trying to tick on this tour, particularly that thinking that next year is the T20 World Cup?
Look, Koto, you can only gain experience by being in the field and playing, okay? So what he's trying to do now, because of the World Cup next year, is trying to put a lot of youngsters, inside to play so that those youngsters can get experience coming to the World Cup next year. I mean, like, what a better place than Australia in Australia. In Australia, the fans are chirping, the players are chirping, good competition, especially in Darwin. It's a bit of a better's paradise as well. So I think, it's actually a proper way of introducing them to international cricket.
And out of these youngsters that you're talking about, Eddie, which ones of them stood out for you?
I think Marrara, obviously, he's the youngest player to take 4 wickets hauls, especially in T20 International. Before him, it was Wayne Parnell, who was 19, I think at the time, Wayne Parnell was 19 years, 140-something days, and Marrara is 19 years and 127 days, I think. So I think Marrara stood well for me.
And you look at guys like Proteas as well. There's a lot of other youngsters. What are you making of this crop of players that are coming in?
No, they're very good. Especially there's talented players. AB de Villiers just now with the concluded World Championship, he says Brevis is another Mr. 360. That means he's talented. The guy can play all around the field. Proteas is a good striker of the ball as well. But for me, I think one thing that we can do, Koto, is that let's just not blood them in, those youngsters, as we're doing. Just put a senior player in between them, especially...
So protect them a little bit.
Yeah, to protect them a little bit, to tell them, like, hey, you know what, just relax. Look at the dismissals, man. They were very soft dismissals, both players. They just need the experience better to say, hey, just relax, knock the ball around, and later on we'll go and hit some boundaries.
And in the first T20 on Sunday, where do you think we lost it?
Because catches wins matches. We dropped 4 catches. That's the first day. Catches win matches. And look at Maxwell, that catch he took in the boundary. It's one of the greatest catches, I think, in cricket that we have. And then also hitting the boundaries. We hit 2 boundaries. 6s, actually 2 6s, and Kagiso hit one of those 6s. Yeah. And then with Australia, they hit like 13 6s. I think, first of all, we need to have more impetus with the bat. We need an extra batter to come in, maybe get Rassie in. And then also fielding, we need to take all our catches.
Do you think the fact that the bulk of the squad was still in test mode coming into this T20 series, did the T20 series maybe perhaps just shake them up a little bit because it is a faster format?
No, I think for me, I felt that we came with confidence. We just won a World Test Championship, so that will give you a bit of a feather in your cap. But also, I think for me, these guys are professionals. You change quickly, the tonalities quickly into white ball cricket and the red ball cricket. For me, I think it was just that catches, they cost us that game.
And now today, how do you see Shukri shaking things up to make sure that we do not make the same mistakes come this morning?
First of all, let's take all our catches. That's the first thing. But first, I think we can get Rassie in as a batter in the middle. So now you get Rickleton and Makram opening and Pretorius at 3. Then you put Rassie at 4, then Brevis at 5. So now between those 2 youngsters, then you got someone experienced in the middle. And maybe we can't have 2 left-arm spinners. Maybe you can take Linda out and put maybe Subrayan in as an off-spinner, or maybe a leg spinner in the form of Ngaba Peter. For me, I think that's the change that we can do. But what's really hard for me, is that who do we take out? Do we take out Bosch? Do we take out Linda? So it's a bit of a difficult situation.
Yeah, so are you saying that the bowling lineup is a little bit too predictable for your liking?
Very, very predictable. I mean, international cricket, if you're doing the same, you're bowling the same ball, I mean, taking the ball away for 8 overs, someone is going to, if you're too predictable, someone is going to come and hit you. The same as David did to Linda, you know, because it was too predictable. You need a bit of change. Australia, they do that well. They've got Zampa, who's a leg spinner, and they've got Maxwell, who's an off spinner. So it's 2 different players. It's unpredictable. And in the middle period, they will actually take the game away from you.
And the pace attack, are you happy with that?
Pace attack, I'm happy with that. I mean, Kwanama Parker and Kagiso Rabada are good. But Lungingiri, Coben Bosch, I mean, Coben was out of all sorts, and also Lungingiri. So I don't know, that's what I was saying to you, that I don't know who do we take out. Do we take Lungi out? Or do we take Coben Bosch out and put maybe a spinner? So it's a bit of a difficult one. But for me, I would like to see our bowling lineup not be too predictable. But I'm happy with the fast bowler so far.
And what do you think batting coach Ashwell Prince is saying right now? Is it all-out attack? Because we saw Australia coming out firing, you know, hitting 6s from ball 1. South Africa were a bit more conservative. Do you think we need a more measured approach or an attacking style? What Bazball is they call it?
Yeah, no, T20, you have to go from ball 1, right? But the issue is that as a coach, you will tell them, guys, I don't want these more soft dismissals. I mean, like, Pretoria's just looped the ball too long on, and Brevis also looped the ball to cover. You don't need those soft dismissals. Bowlers must work for their wickets. So you must actually work for your wickets. But what we did is actually our batters, because they have an experience, we had very soft dismissal. So now you want to tell them, like, look, guys, knock it around. When you're ready, go hit it. Don't just give small, soft dismissal. Let the bowlers work for their runs.
So the traditional approach still works in terms of getting your eye in first before you let it rip.
Definitely. Look at Amla when he was playing. He was opening the batting. So there's a thing in cricket they call intelligent innings. So intelligent innings is when you want your opener to bat from over number 1, like Rickleton did, to the last over. So there's intelligent innings. He bats longer, and everyone bats around that one. So when you get a player that does that, you know, then obviously other batters can bat around him. But with South Africa now at the moment, we just need to have a little bit of more, you know, box smart in terms of knocking it around and when it's time and hit it. And Rassie is the perfect guy to do it. So I think Rassie should come in this time.
And looking to the future, I mean, obviously this is towards the T20 World Cup next year, and then 2027, the ODI World Cup that's coming. Coach Shukri Conrad went with an inexperienced team to Zimbabwe, and then he's taken a good mixture of experience and, of course, youth in this tour down under. The way he's approaching his process, as somebody that you know quite intimately, I mean, he found you there in Potchefstroom as an 18-year-old and bringing you up here. You know him very well. What's his thinking? What is he trying to do here? I
mean, first of all, he's got an eye for talent. All the guys that are there, first of all, they were rewarded of good performance of the SAA performance of West Indies. And Peter scored a 5th and bowled well. Subrain was captain, I think, of the SAA as well. He did well that side. And, you know, Brevis has been doing well, obviously, in T20 and SA20, and also Pretoria's. So for me, I think he's trying to blood in the youngsters. Because if you look at the past, man, in South Africa, when you go to these World Cups, we always go with predictable players. We are very predictable. We'll get, I remember there was a couple of times when you go to World Cup, we'll take Mokel, one of the Mokel brothers. We'll take Mokel's brothers out to come and play. You know, and now it's time for us to go with youngsters so that they can be able to prove themselves there. So not all players. And lastly, what I'll say to you, Khoto, is that Riza Hendricks, people were saying, why did Riza drop? And Shukri literally said that, you know what, I think now there's people that are ahead of him. So now obviously wants to go with new approach, new players, and hopefully we'll get the trophy.
But how important is it to win while you are in this process? I know you want to blood the youngsters in, but you still need to create a winning culture, shouldn't you?
Yeah, but Khoto, you can't have it all. You can't have a cake and eat it. You know, sometimes you want the guys to get as much experience as they can in the international level, get used to it, and perform, and the results will come. Springboks did the same. Remember, there was a time when, as fans, South African fans were very passionate. It was a time that we were angry at Springboks. They were losing right, left, and center, and then at one stage, what happened is that they started winning because Rassie, there was actually a method to the madness. Rassie started, you know, doing, I think Shukri as well, there's a method to the madness in terms of, you know, he's getting all these youngsters to come and play, create a culture amongst them, and I think they might contend for a trophy next year.
With all his madness, do you think he's got the formula to win today in Darwin?
Yes, definitely. First of all, we need to take our catches. We need to hit more boundaries. And also we need to blood in some senior player like Rassie between the Pretorias as well as Brevis. So once we do that, I think we'll be fine. And we need to take all our catches, Khoto. Catches wins matches.
And how big of it will it be psychologically for the young players should South Africa win a series down under?
No, it will be big. Guys already have confidence for winning the Test Championship against the same Australia side.
Yeah.
You can see those guys, they're playing with no fear there.
Yeah.
You know, the guys they want to play, and you can see they're playing with no fear. So for me, I feel like even if we win the series, even if we draw the series, Khozo, it's still a win for us. Even if we lose the series, I think it's still a win for us because of all these youngsters would have gotten experience against a top quality side in a country where it's difficult to go there and perform. And for me, I think whatever happens is still a win for us.
Yeah, well, that's where we're going to leave it from this chat with Advocate Leie, who says catches win matches. So hopefully Shukri Conrad and the lads can hear us all the way from Australia.